Amidst this chaos, Representative Jasmine Crockett sits silent, a calm in the storm. She's just watching, listening, taking it all in. Her fingers occasionally scribble a note or underline something in red on her pad, but mostly, her piercing eyes follow each speaker like a litmus test for honesty, for sincerity, and she's not finding much. Chairman Reynolds bangs the gavel twice, his voice strained but clinging to order. We're not here to argue about campaign rallies. We're here to assess accountability within leadership. It's a flimsy line, and everyone knows it. Representative Alden Keith, a Republican from Mississippi, leans forward with a smirk, chuckling to his bench, like he's at a comedy club. If we're going to start judging people on tone, we better get ready to empty half this room. A few on his side laugh, but Crockett doesn't even blink. Beside her, a young aide barely out of grad school whispers, "You want me to update the file with Keith's remarks?" She nods, once her voice calm, but commanding. "Do it." That single word carries weight. Her aide sits straighter. Picture this room, 2141 of the Rayburn House Office Building in Washington, D.C., crackling with tension so thick you could feel it through the cameras. The air is heavy, charged with unspoken stakes. People shift in their seats, clutch pens tighter, tap restless fingers on wooden desks. D.C. has seen its share of chaotic hearings, but this one, it's different, palpably, intensely different. The topic on the table is supposed to be ethics violations in political leadership, but everyone knows the real battle isn't about policy. It's about power, truth, and reputation. The chamber is hot, not from temperature, but from the brewing storm. C-SPAN's already got a supercut of jabs and finger-pointing from both sides. Committee members from Arkansas, Florida, and Tennessee are in rare, fiery form, deflecting a recent Trump rally controversy with tired, worn-out lines about fake news and media witch hunts. A few Democrats fire back, visibly frustrated by the rehearsed dodges. Amidst this chaos, Representative Jasmine Crockett sits silent, a calm in the storm. She's just watching, listening, taking it all in. Her fingers occasionally scribble a note or underline something in red on her pad, but mostly, her piercing eyes follow each speaker like a litmus test for honesty, for sincerity, and she's not finding much. Chairman Reynolds bangs the gavel twice, his voice strained, but clinging to order. We're not here to argue about campaign rallies. We're here to assess accountability within leadership. It's a flimsy line, and everyone knows it. Representative Alden Keith, a Republican from Mississippi, leans forward with a smirk, chuckling to his bench like he's at a comedy club. If we're gonna start judging people on tone, we better get ready to empty half this room. A few on his side laugh, but Crockett doesn't even blink. Beside her, a young aide barely out of grad school whispers, "You want me to update the file with Keith's remarks?" She nods, once her voice calm, but commanding, "Do it." That single word carries weight. Her aide sits straighter. 2 rows back, someone sneezes. Another coughs, but no one breaks the rhythm of the verbal sparring up front. Then comes Representative Marla Denzin from Arizona, tall blonde, always camera-ready. She straightens her blouse, clears her throat like it's a cue, and launches into a long-winded scripted defense of Trump's rally remarks, calling them unfiltered expressions of frustration. It's pure Fox News talking points. Crockett's pen stops, her hand stills. No sigh, no interruption, but her jaw tenses for the first time. Denzin raps with a smug, "We've all said things in the heat of the moment." The former president is no different, and just like that, the room quiets, not silent, but waiting, anticipating. Chairman Reynolds glances at his list, hesitates, then announces, "The chair now recognizes Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas." Every head turns. Some lean back expecting theatrics, others roll their eyes, but a select few lean in, sensing the storm about to break. Crockett places her pen on the table, adjusts her mic gently, not rushing, just intentional. She looks up first at the chairman, then at the Republican bench. Her gaze isn't angry, it's laser-focused. "I've been listening," she begins, her voice even but heavier than all the noise before. "And I think some of us are more worried about defending feelings than facing facts." Someone shifts, papers rustle. She continues unshaken, because when truth feels like an attack, that usually means we're hiding from it. No drama, no yelling, just stark, unflinching facts, spoken slowly, clearly, like flipping on a blinding light. But the real illumination is coming. Let's rewind 6 days before this hearing to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where a Trump rally meant to be another predictable campaign stop turned into a national firestorm. The venue, a converted convention hall, is packed with 12,000 shoulder-to-shoulder supporters, Flags draped on every wall, the energy, loud, rowdy, typical. Trump stands at the podium, grinning, soaking in the applause. He starts with familiar jabs, Biden's age-fake indictments, China inflation, then veers into dangerous territory. If you're not loyal, he says, gesturing to the cameras, then you're part of the problem. We don't need more weaklings pretending to serve the people. We need warriors who fight for the right people. The crowd roars, chants, screams. But the real shock comes halfway through a line not on any teleprompter. Leaning close to the mic, Trump declares, "They keep calling for accountability. What about theirs? What about the people who want to destroy everything we built, I say? We handle them the old-fashioned way." A chilling pause hangs in the air. He doesn't name they. He doesn't need to. The crowd erupts. Fists pump. A woman holds a sign reading, "Bring back the real America." Phones go up. Hashtags explode. Within hours, clips flood the internet. News outlets loop it. Analysts debate if he's inciting violence again. For Jasmine Crockett, it's not about the noise, it's the words beneath. That night in her dim Capitol Hill apartment, she rewatches the clip 4 times, catching the timing, the crowd's escalation, the sharpened tone on old-fashioned way. She opens a folder, labeled January 6th, Fallout transcripts, video, stills, memos. The patterns are glaring. Trump isn't just stoking outrage, he's testing limits again. She calls her aide Luca at 11:17 p.m. "You still awake?" "Barely," he replies, groggy. Cross-reference the Grand Rapids clip with the Tallahassee speech last year. Check if the phrasing pops up on Proud Boys message boards. Luca doesn't question it. Got it. By morning, her office buzzes with quiet urgency. Interns sift legal docs. A researcher flags links between the rally speech and a PAC memo from 2 days prior. By 10:00 a.m., she has a paper trail layered inflammatory rhetoric, strategically framed to trigger anger without naming names. Plausible deniability. It's not theater. It's a blueprint, and it's worked before. Crockett isn't after viral fame or grandstanding. She wants something simpler, more dangerous: accountability in a room of politicians. So when she sits silently through opening statements at the hearing, it's not for lack of words. It's to be the last voice they remember. Others bring sound bites. Crockett brings receipts. She prepares one sheet circling a sentence. If telling the truth makes you uncomfortable, maybe it's not me you're angry with. Maybe it's the mirror. She reads it aloud, once tucks it away. Outside, media vans park along Independence Avenue. Protesters clash behind barricades. The street's heat matches the chamber's boiling, no middle ground. Inside, she waits, razor-focused, knowing exactly what she'll say. By Thursday, Crockett runs on caffeine, conviction, and a relentless paper trail. Her team feels the difference. This week is a trial prep. Chief of Staff Dana Hollis slides a folder over. "This just came from the Oversight Records request. It's worse than we thought." Crockett skims communications between a lawmaker and a private strategist tied to pro-Trump nonprofits, mirroring Grand Rapids talking points. "They're not even hiding it," she mutters. "Nope," Dana replies, "they're counting on distraction." Crockett leans back. "We're not giving them one." She outlines dates, quotes names on her legal pad, building a case, not trading insults. Luca enters with screenshots. The old-fashioned way line, it's in 3 militia forms. They treat it like a call sign. She nods. "That's what I needed." By 3:00 p.m., her conference room looks like a crime documentary set. Sticky notes, timelines from 2020 to now read, ink circling speech excerpts. This isn't a game or a social media splash. It's about noise versus harm, opinion versus manipulation. Dana checks her phone. Reynolds' staff says they'll limit your time tomorrow, giving more to Denzin and Keith. Crockett doesn't look up. "Let them. I only need 5. She means it. That evening, as the sun dips behind the Washington Monument, she walks Constitution Avenue alone, headphones in phone, silent, thinking. A middle-aged woman in a navy cardigan stops, her grocery bag in hand. Hesitant, "I saw you on the floor last month about that veteran housing bill. You were the only one who didn't talk in circles." Crockett smiles, tired but genuine. "Thank you." The woman adds, "Just don't let them make you smaller. They're good at that." Crockett pauses, absorbing it. "I'm not shrinking. I'm sharpening." That night, at her kitchen table with her old bulldog Mika snoring nearby, she writes slowly, framing thoughts. She thinks of the woman, Dana's worry, Luca's research, the thousands of inbox comments, cheers, threats. They don't scare her. They remind her why her words must land. Some watching are single moms, teens told to stay quiet, people tired of noise. She circles. A note, closes the pad, sleeps. At 6:20 a.m., she's back, hair tied, black blazer, one folder ready. Dana asks, "Let's go in the elevator," Luca whispers. "Think they'll interrupt?" Crockett doesn't blink. They can try. The hearing resumes at 9:03 a.m. room. At capacity, every seat, filled cameras, pointed press badges like medals. Crockett's in her seat, eyes steady posture, relaxed but intentional in a deep navy suit, sharp, unassuming with a gold pin from her late grandmother, a reminder of who she works for. Keith wastes no time, loud, confident, condescending. What's happening here is manufactured drama, trying to spin a former president's words into a doomsday prophecy. It's getting old. The American people are tired of political theater. Crockett tilts her head like a teacher catching plagiarism. Denzin follows slow, deliberate, insincere. "No matter your politics, we must admit President Trump connects with the heart of America. Are his words perfect? No. But perfect words never changed anything. Passion does." A lone clap from the back is shushed. Crockett flips open her folder, removes one sheet, places it face up. No show, just purpose. Reynolds sighs, looking like a weary referee. "I believe Representative Crockett has been patiently waiting. The floor is yours." She doesn't speak immediately, adjusts her mic, lets the static quiet build, then looks at the reporters on the right wall. "When I was growing up in Dallas, my mother told me something I never forgot. You don't need to yell to be heard. You just need to tell the truth." Some roll eyes. Others lean in. "So let me tell it." She pulls a printed email. This is a communication dated February 8th between a staff member of Representative Keith and a Pacey strategist. Subject: language for rally alignment. It requests mirroring tone from Trump's January Florida event. Push strong emotional cues, use fight, take back old ways to reinforce strength, avoid passive messaging. Keith shifts. A camera clicks. She reads without rush, next timing. The Grand Rapids speech was delivered 2 days after this memo circulated to 5 congressional offices. Suddenly, nearly identical phrasing appears in 3 lawmaker statements that week. Denzin interrupts. "Madam Chair, is this an ethics hearing or a conspiracy forum?" Crockett doesn't flinch, addressing Reynolds. "If someone's uncomfortable, I suggest they challenge the facts, not the person bringing them." Reynolds adjusts his tie. "Let the representative finish." Crockett returns to her notes. "We're not here to litigate feelings. We're here because language matters. It shapes how people act. When a former president uses language, aligning word for word with talking points, circulated through government channels, that's not coincidence. That's coordination." The room stills. You hear someone's breath. Crockett lowers her voice. "Because when truth feels like an attack, that usually means we're hiding from it." No one speaks, moves. She leans forward, eyes on the Republican bench, each word measured. "If telling the truth makes you uncomfortable, maybe it's not me you're angry with. Maybe it's the mirror." The silence isn't empty. It's loaded, surgical. For 3 seconds, no one breathes loud. Not Keith, not Denzin, not Reynolds, braced for chaos. The weight of being called out without names burns in every gaze. Crockett doesn't smirk or gloat. She lets the moment work. That sentence isn't flashy. It's a scalpel. Clean, precise, undeniable. An intern drops a pen, snapping the trance. Keith exhales sharply, preparing to strike. "With all due respect," Crockett raises a finger. "Let me finish." Her tone final, stops, even Reynolds. "We have a duty to serve, not to spin. I didn't come to accuse anyone of being un-American. I came to point out how far we've strayed from honesty. That distance isn't just in words, it's in consequences." She taps her folder. January 6th was not an accident. It was the result of letting rhetoric run unchecked, of letting people talk tough on microphones, then pretend they meant something else when it got real. Keith tries again. "Madam Chair, this is beyond the scope." Reynolds cuts him. "You'll have your turn, Alden." Rare, but the room's shift reaches him. He glances at Crockett with surprise recognition. Denzin scribbles furiously. Representative Garber, a quiet moderate from Pennsylvania, whispers to a colleague. She's not wrong. Reporters know they've got the day's moment. Some type, others text editors for priority space. Dana, behind Crockett, blinks proud. Luca edits the clip on his phone. The hearing continues, Keith's long-winded rebuttal. Denzin's dodge on respectful discourse. But power's shifted. No applause. Nervous half-laughs, absent. The wind's changed. Reynolds pushes the agenda, but it's pointless. The room's broken open. By lunch adjournment, the clip's live on 2 cable channels. Trending on X TikTok Ed, with dramatic piano. One caption, she didn't raise her voice. She raised the standard. Crockett packs, slowly, unrushed. Reporters swarm outside. Congresswoman, was that line planned? She pauses, looks at the cameras. No, it was true. Truth echoes louder than sound bites. Post-break, the room's tighter. Everyone's careful with volume. Even the water pitcher page moves quieter. Keith fidgets, eyes flicking to Crockett. Denzin re-watches the clip on her phone. Garber leans over, whispers, "You didn't just call them out. You froze them." Crockett looks up, silent. She doesn't need to reply. Members stumble through statements. Language cautious, avoiding loaded phrases like witch hunt or patriotism. Under attack, dodging eye contact on January 6th. It's not fear, it's exposure. Crockett observes like watching a shaken snow globe settle. Outside, journalists buzz in hallways. Tweets quote her line. CNN's Kyron reads, "Crockett to GOP, maybe it's the mirror." Cable shows cut to clips debating ethics. Implications, but it's what she didn't say. That stings. No finger-pointing, no raised voice, just a steady mirror. Reynolds pushes Committee Note 7 on PAC funding, but no one cares. Staffers, iPhones. Denzin whispers to Keith. She's been quoted in 4 outlets. Keith tightens. Let them quote. This will blow over. He doesn't sound convinced. What rattles them isn't just striking a nerve. It's the clean precision. No theatrics. Closing remarks come. Representatives drone. Unity. Partisan noise. Moving forward, gray suit filler. Reynolds to Crockett. Final remarks. She stands slow, deliberate. I don't need to repeat myself. The facts speak louder than I can today. But I'll leave you with this: people are watching, not just voters, pundits, kids, parents, teachers, veterans. They're listening to what we normalize in this room. If we can't be honest here, we've no right to expect honesty from the country. Reynolds nods, quietly adjourns. Members file out. A few nod her way. Garber gives a thumbs up. Most Republicans avoid eye contact, not shame strategy. They can't touch this without looking petty.